it's Christian and welcome back to our first day of 7 days of eyeshadow challenge featuring the new Athr Beauty Moonlight palette. So I'm super excited to do this. It's actually more of just like a personal challenge to dip my brush into some new eye-catching colors featured in this palette just to like up my game. I do wear a lot of neutrals to the shop and to the store, so I thought it'd be really fun to create some very like neutral, wearable but pops of color eyeshadow looks over the next 7 days to add like a little bit of fun in our life. So it's a new year and I felt like this was the perfect way to start the year with you guys, featuring this super fun palette. So just a little background on Athr Beauty. If you are new to the store or new to the brand, she creates the most gorgeous buttery eyeshadows ever, like in clean beauty and in conventional. I used to wear all kinds of eyeshadows before I switched over, and I used to have super sensitive eyes. I would try to go out and buy palettes at like your Ultas and Sephora's, things that were trending, and powder eyeshadows out there have talcum powder and other kind of, a lot of brands use those kind of ingredients, and I used to get tons of styes, and ever since I've switched to clean beauty and using her palettes, my eyes are never irritated, even with bolder pigment. Additionally, Athr Beauty is one of my favorite brands because she also formulates her shadows with skincare ingredients for your eyes, and her colors look super natural and wearable. And the best part about her shadows too is they use crystal lights, or she uses crystal minerals which reflect the light. So unfortunately, these shadows look better in person than even being photographed and on a video, because when you're wearing them, your face naturally hits the light and you can see the shadows in a whole new dimensional way. Like, the formulation of this palette and her products are just absolutely amazing. I can't say enough good things, but that's the only way I can describe it without you literally feeling and seeing the pigments through the camera lens. So just some background information. I'm gonna read to you the description of the palette. The Moonlight palette features 12 cosmetic inspired shades in ultramarine shimmer, matte or ultra matte, shimmer, metallic duochrome that dazzle your eyes with incredible luster. And I definitely can contest to that, having just used the palette. These are crystal charged pigments infused with real sapphire minerals to illuminate the skin with its light reflecting crystals, formulated with organic coconut oil and shea butter to create an uber smooth buttery texture for a one swipe application. This also uses organic moringa oil to help reduce lines and wrinkles and improve overall appearance of the skin and soothe inflammation. So literally all of what I described is my personal experience from Athr, and I'm super excited to recreate this look for you guys for a pop of fresh spring. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I can't wait to spend the next 7 days creating looks for you guys. All right, so our first step is to get our complexion glowing and happy. So today I'm going to start off by using the Desert Moon Illumination Oil. And if you have been following us on our page, you know I'm obsessed with this oil. I love to use it and mix it in with my foundation to give the perfect, most dewiest, radiant complexion. So today I'm gonna use one of my favorite foundations. It's the Kosas Tinted Facial Oil, because I want my skin to look like very just like everyday girl, very nice and like evened out, but not too much coverage. So I still want to see like my skin underneath, because I feel like that's kind of the look we're going for. So I'm going to do a couple drops of this on a palette, a couple drops of the Moon Oil, and then I'm going to take a Kabuki foundation brush and I'm going to mix the two together so it creates the perfect foundation cocktail. Like, as you can see, blending it on my skin, it is definitely a radiant foundation. So it's going to make your skin look really lively and just like all over very gorgeous. So now that our skin looks like a wet baby dolphin is what I always like to say. I love the dewy radiant look, so like I said, this is personally my preference for a finish to a foundation. I'm going to be going in with the Kosas Revealer Concealer. This is in the shade of 0.05, so it's a little bit lighter than my natural skin tone. And I love this because it's a medium coverage concealer, so it's still gonna make your skin look like your skin. It's not gonna be a super heavy, full coverage concealer. So I'm gonna take a concealer brush and just get this all blended in. I'm also gonna prep my eyelids and add a little bit of the concealer on top. Next, I'm gonna go in with my favorite, all-time favorite powder right now that's on our makeup counter. It's the Kosas Cloud Powder. It's a light coverage setting powder, and I'm actually going to take it on a wet beauty sponge and just tap this right into my skin. I'll do half my face so you can tell how like amazing this powder is. It doesn't take your glow away and it doesn't add a ton of coverage. It's just gonna kind of set your foundation and give you like a nice pore minimized look. But again, adding it all together, like it just intensely, like especially in that under eye area, you can tell it just like adds that kind of veil to your skin without it, you know, taking away the glow of the look. So now I feel like the look looks lived in and it's gonna set for the day so you can go run errands and it's not gonna like swipe off your face. For cheeks, I'm going for a super soft, diffused look for the cheeks. So I'm not gonna be doing any heavy contouring. I'm gonna be going in with the Kosas Baked Bronzer in Light. And on the beauty sponge on the back side, I'm going to just start tapping this in. This is how you get your bronzer to look super soft and again, that like lived in everyday application. Like I said, it's not gonna have any heavy contouring. It's just gonna give you that like super nice sun-kissed glow, like you've got a little bit of warmness, you've been kissed by the sun, is my favorite way to describe it. And I always like to get up here in the hairline and buff the bronzer in just so it looks super seamless. And then to kind of start the eyes, sometimes I like to take the bronzer and just like tap it in right around the eyes. This like just lifts up your eye complexion and it's something super subtle and super soft that you can do to just get your lids really nice and prepped. And it just kind of helps, I feel like, match your eyes to your complexion too. Next, I'm gonna add a little bit of brush. I'm actually using the Athr Beauty Amber palette, and I'm gonna do a combo of these two blushes and mix the colors together with this really pretty golden highlight. I feel like adding kind of that warm tone in the cheek, whether it's like a very light, like very, very light warm tone pink or a very light peachy pink, kind of balances out some of those cool tones that we'll be using on the eye. So I'm just gonna apply a pop of blush right here. I also just feel like this looks like very fresh, like pretty spring, without it being too crazy bold. And then because I'm using the blush to add more of like this fullness, I'm applying it right in the cheek area and sweeping it up. If you don't want like a fuller complexion, I would just keep your blush right here for like that everyday girl look. And then next I'm going to take that highlighter side and I'm just going to press it right on the skin. Another trick you can do if you like a really intense highlighter like me is you can take with your fingertip a drop of that Athr Moon Oil, and I like to rub it between and then add it into the palette ever so slightly to create my own custom like cream highlighter for, again, like a more intense highlight. This highlighter as well is not super glittery, which is nice because some of the highlighters I like to use is a little bit more glittery. So I do feel like this one tones it down for kind of this soft, like very lilac-y look we're going for. Okay, so here we go. We're starting with the Athr Beauty Moonlight palette. I'm gonna open up my palette. I actually haven't even dipped, I haven't swatched, I haven't done anything with this palette, so I'm so excited to be doing this look. I'm kind of bummed that I'm starting with like a more everyday look because some of these colors I am just like so excited to play in. But first, we're going to prep the lids to go in for this everyday looking eye. So I'm actually gonna start by adding a little bit of bronzer. So we're not starting with the palette. I'm gonna start by adding a little bit of this bronzer right into the eye. And I like to sweep sometimes the bronzer when I'm doing these eye to. So the first thing I'm gonna do is now that we've got our lids prepped with just a bit of bronzer, just so it looks like very natural on the skin, I'm gonna go in with the shade Insight, which is this really pretty like frosted baby pink, and I'm using an angled like blending brush, and I'm going to take this and just press it right onto the eye. Oh, this is gorgeous. It kind of has those really pretty, like ever so slight lavender undertones to it. I don't want to build this color up too much because I want it to look super, super soft. Then I'm just going to take my brush and in circular motions, buff and blend this out. Next, on a little bit more of a smaller and dainty brush, Full Moon shade, and I'm going to use it as a inner corner pop highlight. It's kind of like this really pretty like taupey silver color. That is really fun. It still has like lavender undertones to it, so I'm gonna kind of tap it in. And I think just for funsies, I'm gonna take this Moon Dust like blue color and kind of pop it in here. That's fun. I'm gonna put this Moon Dust here. Oh, that is really pretty. You can probably tell that I haven't like played around with the palette too much. I obviously just opened mine up, but I kind of had a game plan of like what kind of looks I was trying to film. But sometimes you need to leave room for artistic effect. That is so soft and so pretty. I love it. So next we're gonna go in with the shade Spirit. This is like a very pastel-y lavender color. It's gonna be super pretty, and I'm going to do a pop of it just right underneath the under eye with a flat liner brush. So we're gonna wiggle this in here. Oh, this is so fun. I am so excited about this. This is like so gorgeous. So here's where we are in the eye look, and I want to keep this look super soft and just like everyday pop of fresh. So I'm going to take a pencil liner. This is the Lily Lolo pencil liner, and I'm going to very, very gently do this with your ring finger. Lift your lashes and just thumb the liner right along your lash line to deepen and thicken this area up. It's not going to be like a super overwhelming difference, but it is going to darken up that lash line for when you put on some mascara. Next, to add just a little bit more of brightness under the eye, I'm going to take this Glitz eye pencil from Elate, which is like this really pretty like creamy vanilla color, and I'm going to put it right underneath my lower lash line. And again, you want to be super, super gentle with your under eye area. The trick is when you're doing this eye look is to really make lashes a statement, because you've got a very nice bright eye and we're not doing any heavy liquid liners or anything like that. So I'm gonna give my lashes a couple pumps of lash curler with my lash curler, and then I'm going to use the Kosas Big Lash Mascara to really push up and define my eyes, because this mascara does give insane fluffy lashes. And then of course we have to do some brow, so I'm going to be going in with the Kosas Brow Pop just to lightly fluff up my brows. And I'm just going in with the shade Soft Brown just to give myself like a very natural, everyday brow color. Next, I'm going to use the Kosas Air Brow Gorgeous Clear Brow Gel to... So somehow in the middle of this, my camera stopped filming, but I just wanted to let you know, and in the tutorial, I added a little bit of the Lily Lolo lip gloss and this is in the color English Rose, to give like this fresh little spring pout to kind of complement those tones of the eye color. So this is the finished look on the eyes, and I hope that you can see that it's this super, very like energetic pop of purple pastel underneath that just adds like this eye brightness and awakeness to the eyes. And I had a lot of fun giving you these little tips and hints on how to create the perfect like everyday eye with just a little bit of a pop. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial featuring the Athr Moonlight palette that we just got in. I'm so excited to be on this 7-day challenge to dip my brushes into these super fun and unique colors to create some very like unique wearable looks. I know there's a lot of makeup artists out there and they create the most gorgeous looks that are super bold, but most of us aren't hitting the runway and we want to add a fun pop. So this is kind of where I'm going with this, is to add like a fun royal pop to yourself but still be able to wear it. You could go to Barnes & Noble, you could get coffee with a girlfriend, you could go to date night, you could have this look on and you're not going to feel super crazy out there, but you're going to feel comfortable enough in your own skin to be like, I did this. So I hope you guys enjoy this 7-day challenge, and leave a comment in the comments below on what you would like to see, because I'm creating tons of content around this 7-day challenge featuring all these gorgeous fun colors.